Hello students, so welcome to the online lecturing video classes for the subject dynamics of machines. So in the last session we have derived the equation for the Porter governor for the speed and height of the governor. So there we have studied two different methods to derive that equation. Along with that we have gone through the some of the terms like governor effort, governor power and so on. So in this today's session we will try to solve some of the examples where you can use those derived equations to get the solution. Okay, so we'll begin with the first problem. So here the problem statement is given like this, that is each arm of a Porter governor is 300 mm long and is pivoted on the axis of the governor. Each ball has a mass of 6 kg and the mass of sleeve is 18 kg. The radius of rotation of ball is 200 mm. When the governor begins to lift and 250 mm when the speed is maximum. Determine the maximum and minimum speed and the range of the speed of the governor. So the very first step to begin with this solution, first you need to list the given data and you need to list the terms which you need to calculate. Until and unless if you don't know what are the terms he has given and what are the terms he asked us to calculate, so we cannot proceed further. So now in this case we'll try to list out the given data first. So small m is nothing but it is the weight or the mass of the flying ball, that is m equal to 6 kg, and the capital M will gives you the mass of the sleeve, that is given as 18 kg, and the radius of rotation R1 equal to 200 mm, that is when the governor begins to lift, that is at the starting point, and R2 is 250 mm, 250 mm when the speed is maximum. So the minimum radius of rotation is 200 mm and the maximum can be 250 mm, or you can write it as 0.25 meter. And one more thing, it is better always to have all the given data in one units, that is for example if in this case he has given r, that is radius of rotation in terms of mm, so I am converting this one to meter, because in further in the formulae I have the term g, that is acceleration due to gravity. So usually we have the common practice to substitute that value as 9.81. So 9.81 means the unit will be meter per second square. So to avoid that, always while listing the given data you convert that one into the standard SI unit. Okay, and he asked us to calculate the minimum speed, that is n1, maximum speed n2, and the range of the speed, that is going to be difference between maximum to minimum. And one more thing, all the time he will not give you this schematic representation of the governor. This diagram should be there in your mind always. So before starting with the solution, after listing out the given data, if you draw this diagram, it will be very easy to understand or easy to solve the problem further. So here from this figure you can see that, so this is the length of the arm, that is given as 300 mm, so here I written it as 0.3 meter. Okay, and this is the alpha and this is the beta. So now we'll try to solve this problem and we'll try to get the minimum speed and maximum speed and range of speed. So here both from the figure you can see that the upper part is pivoted at B and the lower part is connected to D, and this B and D are lying on a same axis, that is they are lying on a governor axis. That means the alpha is equal to beta here. So therefore tan alpha equal to tan beta, which leads to the value of k as 1 because k is given by tan beta by tan alpha. So now when r1 equal to 0.2 meter, first we'll try to consider the minimum radius, that is r1 equal to 0.2 meter. Now from the triangle ABC you can write the equation for this portion, right? So here when you are considering r1 we can take this one as the h1. So here from this triangle, by applying the Pythagoras theorem, we can write it as this BC is equal to square root of AB square minus AC square. So where this BC is nothing but H1, okay, which is equal to square root of 0.3 square minus 0.2 square. After simplification, you will get the H1 value as 0.2236 meter. Then for the same condition, we'll use the same Pythagoras theorem to find out the value of H2 just by replacing R by R2. When you consider R2 as 0.25 meter, so that time H2 will be square root of 0.3 square minus 0.25 square, from which you will get H2 as 0.1658 meter. And we are having the equation for the governor speed, that is n1 square equal to m plus m by m into g by h1 into 60 by 2 pi whole square. Here we have neglected the term 1 plus k as we are derived in the equation, in the derivation, because k value is 1 here. So now here the m is nothing but it is the mass of the each ball, and this capital M is nothing but mass of the sleeve, and g is acceleration due to gravity. H1 is the value when you are considering R1 into account, and when you substitute these values, that is 6 plus 18 divided by 6 into 9.81 divided by 0.2236 into 60 by 2 pi whole square, you will get the minimum speed, that is n1 is equal to 126.5 rpm. So here while substituting, if you are having these terms as m, the unit should be kg. If they are w, that time unit should be newton. So if you are having here w, this g will vanish as we have discussed in the earlier session. Okay. So now similarly for the maximum speed, n2 square, m plus m divided by m into g divided by h2. So the only difference is in place of h1 you need to substitute h2 here. So the h2 value is 0.1658. After substitution you will get the maximum speed value as 146.9 rpm. Now the third thing, he asked us to calculate range of the speed, which is given by the difference between the speed. So here the range of the speed will be n2 minus n1. So here written as n1 minus n2, but it should be n2 minus n1, which will gives you the range of the speed as 20.4 rpm. So after completing the solution or after completing your calculation, always make a habit to write the answer at the end. What all the things he has asked, try to list out those answers so that will be very easy for the evaluator to know that whether you have got the right answer or not. Then moving further, we will try to solve one more problem which is slightly different than the previous one here. So the statement of the problem is, a Porter governor has all four arms 300 mm long. The upper arms are pivoted on the axis of rotation and the lower arms are attached to the sleeve at a distance of 30 mm from the axis. So here this term is coming extra here. The mass of each ball is 7 kg and the load on the sleeve is 540 Newton. Determine the equilibrium speed for the two extreme radii of 200 mm and 260 mm of rotation of the governor balls. So again we'll try to list out the given data first. So he has given the mass of the each ball, that is small m, as 7 kg, and he has given the load on the sleeve. Instead of giving you the mass of the sleeve. Here he has given load on the sleeve is, that is capital W, is equal to 540 Newton. Then he has given two extreme radii of rotations. Those are R1 is 200 mm, which is equal to 0.2 meter, and R2 is 260 mm, which is equal to 0.26. And he asked us to calculate N1, that is minimum speed, N2 maximum speed, and range of speed. So after listing the given data, you need to draw the schematic representation of the governor, as I said in the earlier example. So here the upper arm is pivoted at point B, and this lower arm is offset by a distance of 350 mm here is given. So when you convert that one into meter, it will become 0.035 mm. So if you are having the knowledge of how to construct or how to draw the schematic diagram based on the given condition, it will be very easy for you to solve the problems here. Okay, so here this distance is offset distance. So now we'll try to solve the problem. Let us consider first R1 as 0.2 meter. So again, from the triangle ABC, that is from this triangle ABC, H1 equal to square root of 0.3 square minus 0.2 square. After simplification, you will get H1 as 0.223 meter. And also from this triangle, you can see that tan alpha equal to R1 by H1. So this, if you consider this triangle, tan alpha equal to R1, that is opposite, H1, that is adjacent. Okay, and we know the value of R1 and H1. So here this alpha is not equal to beta because they are connected at the different axes. So that is the reason why you need to calculate tan alpha and tan beta. Okay, so tan alpha equal to R1 by H1, which will give you the value as 0.894. Now from the triangle AED, that is from this triangle AED, so you can write the equation for AD equal to R1 minus 0.035. Okay, so here R1 is nothing but it is the minimum radius of rotation, and it is offset by an amount of 0.035 meter. So if you want to know the distance, or if you want to know the length of this AD, you need to subtract this offset from the R1 value. So that's why it is R1 minus this offset distance. So it will give you the AD value as 0.165 meter. Once you get the value of AD, now you can consider the triangle AED. Okay, so from this triangle, again by applying the Pythagoras theorem, you can get the equation for, or you can get the value of this D2E, that is the vertical distance. So ED equal to square root of AE square minus AD square. After substituting those values, you will get it as 0.2505. So here after calculating this ED, you can consider the triangle AED. So in this AED, if you write the equation for tan beta, it is given by AD by ED. So here this is the beta angle. Okay, so opposite side will be AD and adjacent side will be ED. When you write that equation, after substituting the values of AD and ED, you will get tan beta as 0.618. Once you get the value of tan alpha and tan beta, easily you can calculate the value of K, because K is equal to the tan beta by tan alpha. So here you are considering only R1, so we can write K as K1. So K1 equal to tan beta by tan alpha, which is after substitution we will get the K1 value as 0.7366. Once you calculate the value of K1, R1, all those things, we'll try to calculate now the minimum speed, because minimum speed will occur always at R1. So N1, the basic equation is N1 square equal to M into G plus W by 2 into 1 plus K1 divided by M here into 1 plus H1 into 60 by 2 pi whole square. So this is also the same equation which we have derived or which we have considered for the last example. So the only difference is there we are having small w. So that time the unit will be in terms of Newton, but here he has given the mass of the ball, and while giving the central load he has given the load on the sleeve in terms of force, that is Newton. So that is the reason why I am converting this term into Newton. So if you want to convert into Newton, you need to multiply with the G value here. So it is m into G plus 1 W by 2 into 1 plus K1. K1 1 stands for the calculation of the R1. Okay, so after substitution of these terms, you will get the minimum speed as 177.2 rpm. Now to calculate the maximum speed, that is n2, let us consider r2 as 0.26 meter. Now again from the same triangle, if you want to write the equation for h2, it will be square root of 0.3 square minus 0.26 square. So again here also you have to use the Pythagoras theorem to get the value of h2, which will be 0.1497 meter. And similarly the tan alpha will be r2 by h2, and after substitution you will get it as 1.7372. Now from the triangle AED, AD will be R2 minus that offset error. So in the first case, when you are considering the R1, it will be R1 minus that offset. So here it is R2 minus that offset. So after the substitution, you will get the value of AD as 0.225. Similarly, by applying the Pythagoras theorem to that triangle AED, you will get the value of ED as 0.1984. So based on these values, you can calculate tan beta, which is given by AD by ED. After substitution, you will get the tan beta value as 1.1338. So once you get the value of tan alpha and tan beta for the radius of rotation, for the second radius of rotation, that is when r equal to r2, that time easily we can calculate k2, that is k2 equal to tan beta by tan alpha. So it gives you, after substitution, you will get it as 0.6527. So now you need to calculate the maximum speed, that is n2. So the equation for the maximum speed is also same as that of minimum speed. So the only difference is, in the place of k1 you need to substitute k2, and in place of h1 you need to substitute h2. Okay, after substitution of these terms, you will get n2 as 211.7 rpm, that is 211.7 rpm. Once you calculate the minimum and maximum speed, easily you can calculate range of speed, which will be given by n2 minus n1. So the range of speed is 34.5 rpm. So these are the answers, that is minimum speed is 177.2 rpm, maximum speed is 211.7 rpm, and the range of the speed is n2 minus n1 is 34.5 rpm. So in the previous two problems there was a slight difference, right? In the first problem, both the upper arms and lower arms are connected on the governor axis, but in case of second problem, the lower arm is offset by some distance. So because of that you need to calculate some extra terms over there. So now moving further, we'll try to solve the third one. So the statement of the problem is, a Porter governor has arms 250 mm long. Each are pivoted on the axis of rotation mass of each governor ball is 2 kg. Okay, at the mean speed of 200 rpm. So here he has given the mean speed. It is found that centrifugal force exerted at each ball is 100 Newton. Neglecting friction, determine the central load if the sleeve movement is restricted to plus or minus 20 mm, and also determine the range of the speed here. So here he asked us to calculate the central load, that is capital W. He has not given the mass of the sleeve or load on the sleeve. So but here he has given the mean speed. With the help of that mean speed and with the help of that movement of slew moment, that is plus or minus 20 mm he has given, so we can calculate the central load. And one more thing here you can observe, so in the statement he has given that neglecting the friction. In previous two problems nowhere he has given any data related to the friction. So sometimes in this question statement itself he will ask you to neglect the friction. Sometimes he may skip, like previous two problems. So that time also you have to assume that the friction is 0. Okay, so here also we are neglecting the friction. So first we will try to list out the given data. So here he has given mass of the each ball as 2 kg, slew moment is plus or minus 20 mm or plus or minus 0.02 meter, and he has given the mean speed as 200 rpm, centrifugal force as 100 newton, and he asked us to calculate the load, that is central load, and range of the speed. So this is the schematic representation. So here this R is for the mean speed, which he has given it as 200 rpm, and both the upper and lower arm are connected on a same governor axis. So when they are connected on a same governor axis, that time this alpha is going to be equal to beta. So we'll start with the solution. So here the alpha is equal to beta, so k value will be 1. Now at the mean speed, centrifugal force Fc is 100 Newton. It is given, okay, and we know that Fc is given by m into omega square into r. So where this omega you can substitute as 2 pi n by 60. So substituting in place of omega as 2 pi n by 60, okay. So here Fc is known, m he has given, n he has given, the only unknown is going to be r. So simplify the equation to get the value of r. After simplification you will get r as 0.114 meter. So now from the triangle ABC, again in previous problem we used to consider that triangle to get the value of h1 and h2, but here we are considering the mean speed. We'll try to get the value of h up. Okay, so for this triangle, by considering this triangle, applying the Pythagoras theorem to get the value of h here, we'll get the value of h as 0.225 mm, meter. Now at the mean speed, neglecting the friction, we can write the equation of the speed as n square equal to m plus capital M divided by m into g by h into 60 by 2 pi whole square. Here again we are ignoring that term 1 plus k, because the value of k is 1 here, because the tan alpha is equal to tan beta. Now substituting the values, so here we know the value of n, we know the mass of the ball, we know the value of g, that is acceleration due to gravity, and we have calculated h. The only unknown is going to be m. So substitute the known values and try to simplify this equation to get the value of this m, that is central mass. After the simplification you will get the central mass m as 17.9 kg. Therefore the central load, that is W equal to mg, so which is equal to 17.9 into 9.81. So here you are substituting this in terms of meter per second square. So the central load will be 175.6 Newton. So now after calculation of the central load, the next step is he asked us to calculate the range of the speed. So if you want to calculate the range of the speed, you should know what is the maximum speed and minimum speed. But here he has given only the mean speed. But along with the mean speed, he has given one more data, that the slew moment is restricted to plus or minus 20 mm. So now with the help of that given slew moment, we will try to get the value of h1 and h2 further, which will help us to calculate the minimum and maximum speed here. So if you consider the slew moment, that is plus or minus 0.02 meter, for the fall of the slew, it is given by 2 into inside the bracket h1 minus h, because k value is 1 here. So here h1 is the height at the radius 1, that is r1, minus h is the height when the governor is rotating with the mean speed. So in this equation the only unknown is going to be h1 here, because fall we know it has 0.02 meter and h already we have calculated. So from this we will get the value of h1 as 0.2325 meter. Then we'll consider the lift of this sleeve. When it is lifting this sleeve, so that time it is equal to 2 into h minus h2. So here you can see the difference in the equation. So we need to remember these equations to solve the problems. So here if you are considering the fall, that time it will be 2 times of h1 minus h. If you are considering the lift, that time it is equal to 2 times of h minus h2. So by substituting the known values, you will get the value of h2 as 0.2125 meter. So once you know the value of h1 and h2, easily you can calculate maximum and minimum speed by using those equations. So if you want to calculate the maximum speed, that is n2, in this equation in place of h2 you have to substitute as 0.2125 meter. Already you have calculated the central mass. This m is given, g is known. Okay, so easily you can calculate the maximum speed, that is n2. After the simplification you have to get n2 as 204.66 rpm. Similarly, to calculate the minimum speed, again consider the same equation. Only change is in place of h2 here you need to substitute h1 value, that is need to write the equation for n1 square equal to this one. Only this is the changing part here. So in place of h1, if you substitute the calculated h1 value, that is 0.2325 meter, you will get the minimum speed as 195.66 rpm. Once you calculate the minimum and maximum speed, easily you can calculate range of speed, which is given by n2 minus n1 here. After the substitution you will get range as 9 rpm. So after calculating both the values, or after calculating the what are the things they have asked, at the end you need to list those answers. So here the central load, he asked us to calculate the central load. So the central load W is, we have got it as 175.6 Newton, and the range of speed is, that is n2 minus n1 is 9 rpm. So we'll end the today's session here only. In the next session we'll try to solve some of the different or varieties of problems on the Porter governor, so that we'll come to know how to calculate the governor effort or work done on the effort. Okay, so all those things we'll try to cover in the next examples. And I hope you understood how to solve the problems on the Porter governor. So these are the whatever the problems we have solved today, all are the simple problems, and a direct substitution is there. Only thing is you need to remember the formulas. Okay, then you should know how to construct the schematic representation of the governor based on the given conditions, that is based on the given data. Once you come to know what all the given things he has given and what all the things he has asked us to calculate, just you need to recall the formulas and you have to substitute. Okay, thank you.